order for the annual plan for fiscal year 2023. It's directly on the floor.
Okay, so this started last year. This is our second year. Every housing authority in Massachusetts has to do it. So we work with RCAP, which is our regional construction team they come in once a year. They visit this properties, they visit Garfield Street. We go through the necessities of what we may need to fix. So we did that this year again, and we do not have a lot of money in our account because we did spend on the siding and we spent on the fire alarm project. And this is like really hard to read, so I'm gonna see if I can go through it. I tried to make it as big as I can, but the biggest I can make it was what's in black and white. And this is hanging here. This plan has been hanging here for about 3 months, and it's also online if anybody wants to go online and see it. So basically for our 5-year plan, I should blow my phones too. I have to actually blow it up on my phone so bad. Let me see, I'll take a picture of it. What happens when you turn 40? Eyesight goes bad. All right. So first of all, we have for 2024, we have money in there for the ADA bathroom. So right now in our unit 11, we are replacing the bathroom. We took out the tub, we had the tub taken out, the flooring taken out, the sink taken out, and we retrofitted the bathroom to be a walk-in shower, more handicapped accessible than the original 1970 handicapped accessible. So we're actually working on that as of right now. This year we have, let's see, this is awful. Just give me a second. So we also have coming up the ADA handles. So what we put in our next year's, our 2025 plan is to change every handle on every apartment door to a handicapped lever, which is what we have on the new doors. It's easier for people with arthritis to grab than turning a handle, a knob. So we have that set as $33,715. We also have an electrical panel replacement, and that's looking at about $26,352. What we want to do is eventually, if they do this green deal, they're already starting to look into it. They want to do we have to do all the panels because the panels that we have are obsolete. So they're going to go in each apartment as they turn over and change the panels in each apartment as they go. So the $33,000 is just a base amount that we have. We don't know how many people will move out or move in, but we are going to start doing the panels in each unit. The electrical panel underneath, they're going to try to combine that into 2 years of replacing the big electrical panels in every building. Those are also obsolete. Is it Mike? Is it that we can't get the?
That's what they say. That you can't get the circuit breakers.
Yeah, so I guess it's happening. Is the circuit as they break, they're harder and harder to find because they're not making them anymore. So they want each unit to go ahead and change all of their in-apartment electrical panels and also the building electrical panels. So we've put in for that, and we really didn't have much money. So if you go into the ADA fund, we're going to try to do some window replacement at Garfield Street. They're having a lot of problems with drafts. This year hasn't been that bad because they have a new program there, so they're not there all day. There's different people in there. So that project is going to be pushed back until probably like 2028. But this is just a basic 5-year plan. I say this every year. It's our wishes, but if something happens here that becomes a bigger emergency, then we just take this plan and revise it to what our emergency may be. So we also have the window replacement in 2024, which is, like I said, as Mike goes along, replacing each window as it goes.
That's Garfield Street.
Yes. So we have the bathroom kitchen shutoff valves. We've actually made a project for that. That's actually, we're trying to do it as also the turnovers are coming. A lot of the shutoffs for the water in the bathroom and the kitchen, correct?
Yeah, all of them.
They're
all the
so
old
old
ones.
that they're not even turning anymore, so he's having a problem if, something happens with the water, he can't shut it off. So as we go, we're also replacing that, basically just little upgrades, to prevent big problems with our maintenance. And then the next one, we are going to try to put some money, more money into our unit turnovers. As we're turning over units, we are doing like probably new bathroom floors, new kitchen floors, trying to upgrade a little bit more. This plan does not include, we did get some money, $75,000 for a grant that we just, we applied for, we haven't received it yet, but we're working on getting the money. That $75,000, Mike and I have sat down. What we'd like to do with that is replace the piano in our office. So the new fire panel will talk to the new fire panels that we put in the buildings. Right now, they have to, if something happens, they have to still go to the units and then still come into the office. This new piano will stop that from happening. They'll talk to each other better, so if the fire department's here and they're in that unit, both panel, they can actually contact this panel from those panels. So that is what we're working on. We're also working on with the state would like to have no gas. I think it's what, 2028, so we don't know if that's gonna happen. So with that $75,000, $3,000, we're gonna do a survey or have an engineer coming in to see if the boxes that we have here would support all the electric that's gonna come into the authority. Because if that's the case, we're gonna have to go to all electric stoves and all electric heat. So we're working on seeing what it would take and if we have enough, what would you call that box? I don't even know.
I guess if there's enough amperage or voltage coming into the box out here to support that, the electric demand.
So part of that $75,000 will be spent on that. And then we're also hoping, but we don't know when we work with RCAP, that as the unit turnovers happen, to go ahead and change the countertops. The cabinets here are really built, they're built in, they're made very well. So what we'd like to do on turnovers, and we've done it in apartment 11 if any of the board members would like to see, we've had the service program come in, they've sanded all the cabinets down and they painted them, and it's made a huge difference. Adding a new countertop to that unit also makes it look like a brand new kitchen. So that's our hopes for the $75,000. So this sheet right here is what we have planned for our next 5 years. It doesn't definitely mean that it's going to happen, but this is what we're hoping for in case if there's no emergencies, and this is what we would like in our plan to spend the rest of our formula funding. Hopefully it will go. That's the other thing. We have a 5-year plan, but it's not written in stone that the state is actually going to give us the money for 5 years. This is just hoping that the formula funding will still be coming in for the next 5 years. So that's exactly our capital plan. And our current budget, we approved last month, and we just did a correction, not a correction, but an addendum to that. So that's also on our annual plan. And I don't know if anybody got a chance to go online, but I've separated everything. So it's our responses to performance management review. I did give the board that 2 months ago, and in the packet it just says that information was sent out to each tenant. Only, I think, a very small amount sent the survey back, but we did get excellent reviews from our tenants. So that's also in our annual plan for the year. Our policies are Mike's maintenance, everything he does per month in January, February, taking out the trash, like everything is listed in this plan also. And also our policies. So our policies that we reviewed over the year, I think we did a smoking policy and we did a couple more policies. But that actually, Nancy and I have been really, like I said, organized in the office. So our policies, a lot of our policies have not been brought up to the board since 1995. So now that we're getting organized, I would every month like to bring 2 or 3 policies. I think how we can do this is every month I'll give you what we want to work on the next month so the board can review, have a month to review our policies, whether it's smoking, tenant policy, like any kind of tenant policies. And if the board sees it needs change or anything with policies, we can go ahead and renew them at effective this year. And I honestly like to go through the whole policy book and do a renewal on every single policy. And it will help a lot with, things that are going on here and problems that we're having around the authority. One of them being the speed limit.
Increase the speed.
What is it, being the what?
The speed limit has been a big problem. We find ourselves literally running outside at least 2 or 3 times a day to ask people to slow down. Amazon, the laundry guy.
Okay, so it's not like the tenants.
Well, tenants, so certain tenants.
It is tenants.
Yeah, certain tenants, it is really bad. We've actually, if you notice, a 10-mile-an-hour sign, and we've had tenants going almost 30 miles an hour, and in the last 2 months, I've received letters, 2 from tenants, 1 from a tenant's family member. 3 people almost got hit in here
Almost, yeah.
in the last couple months.
Can you put in some speed bumps?
You know what, we did have speed bumps,
Yeah.
but we have to take them out because of the winter. There is a few things that we can look into, but I mean, I have to be honest with you, that
Please,
sign when you come in
you know.
is so visible and
It's
people
just
just
a matter of
drive so
respect.
fast right by it.
Matter the respect, they know.
Yes.
The elderly people, they walk slow,
Yeah.
most of the people.
And the people who, the letters were, I think, specifically, there were a car and plates mentioned, and those people have been informed that there was letters and they have to slow down, and if not, as a board, it has to be taken care of.
To me, somebody told me for wait at the sidewalk, and it took over.
Yeah, so we're working on that, but with the policies updated, it will really help us in the office and the employees here to enforce them even more. And I just feel that a lot of the policies definitely need to be updated. So the new updated policies are in the ones we've already updated is in our plan for 2023. And next year we'll probably have 30 or 40, hopefully that'll be updated. So that's in here. And also the waivers, government regulations, Department of Housing, anything you want to know about the waiting list, that's all not in
Yeah.
Some of it's we can control, some of it unfortunately we can't control. So if any, I know this has been out for 3 months, if anybody has any questions or going over anything, we can do that. If not, we just, if the tenants have any comments, we can take those. And if not, we can just have a board vote that you're approving our annual plan for fiscal year 2023.
Just 1 second, that $75,000, so that was, we got a call from our state rep, Chris Hendricks, and I guess he amended the budget or whatever. He asked us to give us a wish list, and that's what he came up with. That was like first time I was here we ever got a call like that. So that
Yes.
was like an extra bonus for us, and he could have thanked him for picking us.
Yes, we'll definitely send him a thank you letter. It was in the opera funding. A lot of housing authorities got 50. We were very lucky to get 75. We haven't, like I said, spent it. We haven't even brought it to the table for the board to see if there's anything else we can spend it on. One of the things I did mention is some nice furniture for underneath, once Mike finishes that pergola. Some nice furniture that will last through the years. People can sit out. I think just a table, whatever. But those are all the things that we've been talking about. We kind of have a wish list. As soon as our wish list is full, then we will bring it to the board. But the major thing is the piano in there, and I think that's going to be about 18 to 20,000. So we'll probably have about 50 to 55,000 left after that. And that's all I have for the annual plan.
I'll make a motion for the authority's proposal annual plan for fiscal year 2023.
Second.
We have a point back there. You have any questions?
No, actually, some of the questions I had been covered, so I wanted to ask about that $75,000, and I didn't realize it would be taken.
Yeah. We just actually, so it was approved. It's under the state approval. I just recently emailed the gentleman that's handling ours saying that we're interested. I signed the paperwork, and we're just waiting to see when it's going to get here. And then RCAP, unfortunately, we still have to work with RCAP, but I think it's going to be an agreement of, what we want to have done here above and beyond some of the stuff we've already done.
The other thing is people are coming up to me and complaining about people speeding. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, well, it's
They say you've been here for all these 25 years.
yeah, and it's frustrating because every newsletter every single newsletter, we put in there, the speed limit is 10 miles an hour. So now what we're doing is we're going, because a lot of it is not the tenants, but the tenants have nurses' aides, the tenants have kids that are coming in, so it's families. People need to understand that they are responsible for any of their guests in here. So if something happens with a guest, the people actually could be asked or taken to court or evicted because their guests aren't following the housing authority rules. And we just need to keep getting stronger. I mean, we have people going down one way. It's like, how many times a day are we running out that door? Can you please stop speeding? The speed limit is 10 miles an hour. Like, and we can see it in the camera. Obviously, it doesn't say how fast they're going, but on the camera, you can tell when somebody is flying in here. So we're trying to address it.
Unfortunately, they are people, they live here.
Yeah. No, it's not only people who live here, it's a lot of people. So.
Yeah, a lot of people, but you know, worse for me, it's not just the people, they tend to live for this and that and that.
Yeah.
It's the people, they live here.
I know. And I have to say, like, I found myself guilty once in a while. I'm like, slow down, Lynn. You don't realize how fast you're going.
Yeah,
When I pull in now, I literally do the 10 miles an hour.
The signs have been great because it does remind you.
Yes.
What about a one-way sign? Because there isn't a day that goes by.
I was telling you.
There is a.
I know there's a one-way sign, but there's, maybe it can be placed differently.
Well, we were talking
Because
about
so many
doing,
people on a daily basis.
we're talking about doing some arrows. Yes, because that's another thing. On a daily basis, we'd have to tell people,
Yeah,
going
every
the wrong way.
Yeah.
I was exact, that touched the center.
Yeah.
Because I see people cut it. What the heck is that?
Yep.
No matter said, okay, they have walkers, people they can walk fast, you know, people deaf. No way.
And that's the thing, like, and it's hard work. It's hard working with, like, we have 60 units, 60 some different personalities. And that is a big problem, so this is why I want to go ahead and go through every single, whatever plan that we have for the tenants and just renew everything so we're all on the same page. And I just need the backing from the board, because the rules, people have to understand that the rules and the policies that the board makes are for everybody. It's not for them, but for everybody else. It's for everybody. And we really need to start enforcing a lot of policies here, because a lot of things here are out of control. So, and we have to get back to everything being,
I wonder if we could rent one of those digital speed limit and
Signs.
sign the highway department that, you know, tracks it for a week or something.
yeah.
Just to get people.
I thought of that too.
Yeah.
What about just a
The problem here is this is a private way.
Oh,
So it's not a, like, even like for people parking fire lanes, and I have to be honest, like, that is a problem. And it's not only a problem here, it's a problem in every housing authority in Massachusetts, because when these housing authorities were built, a lot of people that lived here didn't drive. A lot of people drive at a longer, you know.
Right.
So, like, right now, we're lucky, but there's been times here where we have not even had, if every single person that lives here drives, there's not enough parking spaces just for the tenants. So now add the families coming to visit them on the weekends. So we say to everybody, and we're gonna try to stress it to every tenant, you need to have your guests drive by guest parking. If there's room in guest parking, they should not be in the fire lane. And there's days upon days that there's aides here parked right in front of the door, and there's 5 spaces open, and it shouldn't be that way. But on the weekends, I mean, there is no place to park, so when people park on the street, there's no place else for them to park. So, I mean, we can't say that, you know, it's hard, and then it can't be policed because it's a private way. So these are our problems.
Excuse me, please. I noticed, Eldry, whatever his name, he always used to speak about having a parking lot here.
Put in a parking lot.
And that was about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we definitely need more parking as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have, since I've been here, we've added like 8 parking spaces. So the only other thing would be to park in the fields, but I'm not even, there's still tanks under there, the tanks have never been removed, so.
Is that an option that you know, you could pursue?
It would be an option, the only thing is we just, I mean, we could look into the $75,000 and put in a little
That's what I
area
was thinking,
here.
about $75,000.
Yeah, the only
I don't
problem is if like during the blizzard, that's our that's the only place we can put snow, so if there is snow and there's a
But-
blizzard, they're not gonna be able to park there.
Yeah, that's, we don't
Yeah.
have too many blizzards.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we do 10 park space there, just 10, they still have a lot of space for the snow.
Yeah,
Because the 10 park place, they take maybe less than a half.
I am not opposed to putting a park, I actually think it'd be great. The only thing being, and I've been here for 13 years, is the people that are, certain people here are gonna still park in the fire lane because they're not gonna wanna walk from that field to their parents' house. And that will happen, I know it for a fact. But, I mean, like I said, if we make the policies and really enforce the policies, we have to enforce it in here, because if it's a private way, then we can do that. But it's, like I said, every month we're gonna review every policy and, you know, get strict about enforcing the policies for the residents.
No, sir.
Almost set?
Good job.
Thanks.
Could I have a motion to adjourn this hearing?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
I
Aye.